Hello, YouTube divers. This is Water Dive 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Doing It the Western Way. So I know I've been taking a little bit of a break from this series. Just started. I was trying to get some new ideas in, watch some more Western Carolina men's basketball games, see if they did it the Western way or not. But this episode is solely going to focus on the men's team and the recent success that they've had, including, just today, knocking off Mercer for the second time this season by a final score of 71-68. All that and many, many, many more here on this episode of Doing It the Western Way. So here we go. So, Western Carolina Catamounts men's college basketball had a tilt today, a Southern Conference tilt against the Mercer Bears. The last time we did an episode, Western beat Mercer the first time around, 73-45 over in Cullowhee. That was a great game. Of course, Russell Jones in that particular game was coming off of back-to-back 20-plus game performances. He scored 11 in the Catamounts 71-60 win over East Tennessee State. Western beat East Tennessee State by 11 points in that game. I believe he scored about anywhere between 20 or 25 points, somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly. Then he followed that up with another 20-plus point performance against the Mercer Bears. And that catapulted the Catamounts to 2 consecutive wins. And ever since then, the series has been on a little bit of a break. Of course, Western has had a crap ton of games since the last episode. But we're mainly going to focus on Western's past 5 games and the success that they've had throughout those 5 games, including this victory over the Mercer Bears, the second one, 71-68. Okay, so the second victory was obviously a lot more closer than the first game, and unfortunately, I was not able to watch this game today. I had a lot of stuff going on today, so I was not able to watch the game, so I wasn't able to see what was going on. But basically, based from the box score, it looks like this game was very much back and forth throughout the entire contest, similar to how Western's second game against East Tennessee State went, where the Catamounts pulled off a 68-66 home win over the Buccaneers, in which was a pretty darn amazing game. I won't lie. It was pretty awesome. But back-to-back wins once again for the Western Carolina Catamounts. They are currently at 16-13, 4th place in the Southern Conference, and honestly, I think that's where they're going to remain at. They already have the tiebreakers over Wofford. They already swept the Terriers. And now they've just swept East Tennessee State and Mercer, which is a huge advantage. Now, the Cats did get swept by the Citadel, which was ugly, but it looks like the Bulldogs are going to remain either 6th or 7th in the league, which is good news for us, because if they were to get on a roll and we were to get on a little bit of a downfall, then chances are you could look at the Citadel being the 4th seed as opposed to Western. But alas, here we are. So with that said, what is next for Western Carolina? So currently they're behind the Samford Bulldogs, the Furman Paladins, and the UNC Greensboro Spartans. Western's next game coming up is against UNCG on the road at Greensboro Coliseum. That is not going to be an easy tilt for Western Carolina, especially considering the fact that the last time we played UNCG, we got blown out on our home court. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time and we're able to keep it a much more competitive game with the Spartans, because let's be real here. UNCG is a really good basketball team. They have been a really good basketball team fairly recently. They've had multiple NCAA tournament appearances, and they've proven that they can go toe-to-toe with some of these bigger schools, most notably Arkansas and Gonzaga. And yeah, I said that. Yeah, Gonzaga. They almost beat them in the tournament that one year. I believe it was in 2018 or 2019. Any UNCG fans who are watching, please let me know down in the comment section below. But there was one year where UNCG played Gonzaga in the opening round, and the Spartans nearly pulled off a monumental upset. But we're not here to talk about UNCG. Nah. We're here to talk about Western Carolina. So obviously, Western Carolina has not been to the NCAA tournament since 1996, when they were a 16th seed, and they nearly pulled off the biggest upset in NCAA history. They nearly pulled off a UMBC, rather. Becoming the first 16th seed to ever knock off a 1 seed in the first round. Obviously, that didn't happen, and Western ended up losing that game. However, I'd say it was a valiant effort nonetheless. But this team definitely has some talent to, at the very least, win a SoCon conference tournament game. I don't know if this team is capable of making the NCAA tournament, but if they continue to ride on the success that they are currently riding as we speak, who knows? They may book a trip to the NIT or a smaller national tournament where all the good teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament fall into. Who knows? Who freaking knows? But if that were to happen, Western would have to, at the very least, win a conference tournament game. Maybe 2. Who knows? This team is definitely capable of winning when it comes to the SoCon conference tournament. Obviously, they're most likely going to be the 4th seed, and they'll likely get they'll possibly get the 5th seed in the conference, which I believe at this current rate is either Wofford or the Citadel. Which even though we got swept by the Citadel, they're still a very winnable team. And same thing with Wofford. We swept Wofford this year. Of course, Wofford being Wofford, they never make it easy on us. But we swept them this year. Win's a win. But yeah. Especially with the success that Western is having as we currently speak. They have won 4 of their last 5 games, and that includes getting a season split over the Chattanooga Mocs, beating them at the Ramsey Center 83-68. And then they follow that up with another win. I believe that was when we beat Wofford. I could be mistaken. Then we got pummeled on the road against Furman, but yeah. Furman is another good team. And then we pulled off season series sweeps over East Tennessee State and now Mercer. So, congratulations, WCU men's basketball. You did it the Western way. Please continue to ride the success that y'all have been doing. Obviously, the game against UNC Greensboro is not going to be easy whatsoever. Because, as I said, UNCG is a really, really good basketball team. And hopefully things will turn out at least decently. I hope Western can keep this a game. And who knows? Maybe they could pull off the upset. That might be going a little bit too far, but you never know in this day and age. So if Western were to win against UNCG, that would put us in a huge, huge advantage for a variety of reasons. Obviously, that would not really affect conference standings because, as I said, we're kind of locked in as the 4th seed at this point. But if we continue to win on down the road, continue to have success, continue to believe in each other, allow our guys to make the best, all the complete plays as we have been. Get Trey Jackson some opening shots because the dude is an absolute game changer. Feed Vontarius Woolbright in the paint because, let's face it, the dude is an absolute beast. Heck, even give it to Russell Jones because he may be only 5'8", but my God, can that kid shoot? Like, oh my God, he can make some threes that not a lot of 5'8" point guards can make. Like, just plain and simple. His position at his height is just so rare, and for him to do it so well is just amazing. Every way, shape, and form. I would definitely not want to guard him if I were trying to cover him one-on-one. It's just plain and simple. Russell Jones, in my opinion, is a fantastic basketball player. And once again, the whole team deserves the Doing It the Western Way award. Because they work well together, even in the games where we get blown out. They're miscues a lot of times. Sometimes our team just has an off day. It happens. It happens. It happens. Plain and simple. And of course, there are some days where we don't play like a team and we just play awful. I think the second Furman game was a fantastic example. But then there are other times when we do play like a team and we show what this team is capable of doing. I mean, just look at the first meeting against Mercer, for example. Or look at how we managed to sweep East Tennessee State for the first time since what year? And you know, it's just a fantastic experience to see Western's sports teams improve so much. And honestly, if they continue to ride this level of success now, and I said it once, I'll say it again, if they continue to ride the success, they're gonna do it the Western way. And that is A-okay with me. Alright, so enough with that said. Congratulations, WCU men's basketball. Y'all did it the Western way. Go Cats, baby. So with that said, that concludes this edition of Doing It the Western Way. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterEye 122 signing out. Ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.